Welcome to Bite at a Time Books, where we read you your favorite classics one bite at a time. My name is Bree Carlile, and I love to read and wanted to share my passion with listeners like you. You can sign up for our newsletter at biteatatimebooks.com. You'll also find our new t-shirts in the shop, including podcast shirts and quote shirts from your favorite classic novels. Be sure to follow my show on your favorite podcast platform so you get all the new episodes. We're part of the Bite at a Time Books Productions Network. If you'd also like to hear what inspired your favorite classic author to write their novels, and what was going on in the world at the time, check out the Bite at a Time Books Behind the Story podcast, wherever you listen to podcasts. Today we'll be continuing Les Miserables by Victor Hugo. Chapter 4. Composition of the Troupe. These four ruffians formed a sort of Proteus, winding like a serpent among the police, and striving to escape Vidocq's indiscreet glances, under the divers forms, tree, flame, fountain, lending each other their names and their traps, hiding in their own shadows, boxes with secret compartments, and refuges for each other, stripping off their personalities as one removes his false nose at a masked ball, sometimes simplifying matters to the point of consisting of but one individual, sometimes multiplying themselves to such a point that Coco Latour himself took them for a whole throng. These four men were not four men. They were a sort of mysterious robber, with four heads, operating on a grand scale on Paris. They were that monstrous polyp of evil which inhabits the crypt of society. Thanks to their ramifications and to the network underlying their relations, Babet, Guillaume, Clascosu, and Montparnasse were charged with the general enterprise of the ambushes of the Department of the Seine. The inventors of ideas of that nature, men with nocturnal imaginations, applied to them to have their ideas executed. They furnished the canvas to the four rascals, and the latter undertook the preparation of the scenery. They labored at the stage setting. They were always in a condition to lend a force proportioned and suitable to all crimes which demanded a lift of the shoulder, and which were sufficiently lucrative. When a crime was in quest of arms, they underlet their accomplices. They kept a troupe of actors of the shadows at the disposition of all underground tragedies. They were in the habit of assembling at nightfall, the hour when they woke up, on the plains which adjoin the Salpêtrière. There they held their conferences. They had 12 black hours before them. They regulated their employment accordingly. Patron Minette. Such was the name which was bestowed in the subterranean circulation on the association of these four men, in the fantastic, ancient, popular parlance, which is vanishing day by day. Patron Minette signifies the morning, the same as Entre chien et loup. Between dog and wolf signifies the evening. This appellation, Patron Minette, was probably derived from the hour at which their work ended, the dawn being the vanishing moment for phantoms, and for the separation of ruffians. These four men were known under this title. When the president of the Assizes visited Lassanière in his prison, and questioned him concerning a misdeed which Lassanière denied, who did it, demanded the president. Lassanière made this response, enigmatical so far as the magistrate was concerned, but clear to the police. Perhaps it was Patron Minette. A piece can sometimes be divined on the enunciation of the personages. In the same manner, a band can almost be judged from the list of ruffians composing it. Here are the appellations to which the principal members of Patron Minette answered, for the names have survived in special memoirs. Panchaud, alias Printanier, alias Bigornale, Brujon. There was a Brujon dynasty. We cannot refrain from interpolating this word. Volatrel, the road mender already introduced. Lavouve, Finisterre, Homer Hogu, a Negro. Mardi Soir, Tuesday evening. Despêché, Make Haste. Fauntleroy, alias Bocotière, the flower girl. Gloreux, a discharged convict. Barra-Crosse, stop carriage, called Monsieur Dupont. La Esplanade du Sade, Possegrive. Carmagnole, Courdiniers called Bizarro. Megadentel, Lace Eater. Les Pied en l'air, Feed in the Air. demi-liard, called deux-millards, etc., etc. We pass over some, and not the worst of them. These names have faces attached. They do not express merely beings, but species. Each one of these names corresponds to a variety of those misshapen fungi from under the side of civilization. Those beings, who were not very lavish with their countenances, were not among the men whom one sees passing along the streets. Fatigued by the wild nights which they passed, they went off by day to sleep, sometimes in the lime kilns, sometimes in the abandoned quarries of Montmartre or Montrouge, sometimes in the sewers. They ran to earth. What became of these men? They still exist. They've always existed. Horace speaks of them. Imbobrium collegia, from a play, mendici mime. And so long as society remains what it is, they will remain what they are. Beneath the obscure roof of their cavern, they are continually born again from the social ooze. They return specters, but always identical. Only they no longer bear the same names, and they are no longer in the same skins. The individuals, extirpated, the tribe subsists. They always have the same faculties. From the vagrant to the tramp, the race is maintained in its purity. They divine purses and pockets. They scent out watches and fobs. Gold and silver possess an odor for them. There exist ingenious bourgeois of whom it might be said that they have a stealable air. These men patiently pursue these bourgeois. They experience the quivers of a spider at the passage of a stranger, or of a man from the country. These men are terrible. When one encounters them, or catches a glimpse of them, towards midnight on a deserted boulevard, they do not seem to be men, but forms composed of living mists. One would say that they habitually constitute one mass with the shadows, that they are in no wise distinct from them, that they possess no other soul than the darkness, and that it is only momentarily, and for the purpose of living for a few minutes a monstrous life, that they have separated from the night. What is necessary to cause these specters to vanish? Light. Light in floods. Not a single bat can resist the dawn. Light up society from below. Thank you for joining Bite at a Time Books today, while we read a bite of one of your favorite classics. Again, my name is Bree Carlile, and I hope you come back tomorrow for the next bite of Les Miserables. Don't forget you can sign up for our newsletter at biteatatimebooks.com. And while you're there, check out our t-shirt shop. You can look in the show notes or on our website, biteatatimebooks.com, for the rest of the links for our show. We'd love to hear from you on social media. You can find us everywhere at Bite at a Time Books.
Bite at a time.